The first year I came to Oshkosh was 1993, and I saw a bunch of Warbirds, and I actually wandered the whole flightline, and I just kept coming back to Warbirds. Decided I should come up here and volunteer. I actually volunteered the end of the week, because when I asked if I could work with, back then, Oshkosh ran from like, I can't remember exactly, it was like Wednesday to Tuesday or Thursday to Wednesday or something like that. And the flightline co-chair at the time was Tom Wise, and he said, come back on Sunday because we'll have time then. A lot of people come early and then they leave for the weekend. So if you come back on Sunday, there'll be fewer planes and we'll have time to train you. So that's what I did. So I spent the first, several days just enjoying Oshkosh, and then came back on Sunday and they did training, and I trained with Don Cochran, who was ramp lead at the time, and very safety conscious and watch out for this and head on a swivel and here's how to do this and things like that. The first thing I did was ride in the golf cart with Don, and he would say, stand here, watch this, and get out of everybody's way. And then he began to slowly say, okay, if you stand here and hold your hands like this, and he would teach me then the motions that we use for marshalling. Come ahead and turn this way or turn that way. I'm thinking that. And that was basically the training for the first year. There's kind of a funny story behind why I started with the P-51s. So in order to get onto the field, I was volunteering with registration. I worked with registration first thing in the morning, and then I was done by noon. So I had on my flightline shirt and was sitting on the bench out by the food shack. And Don came by and he says, where are you working this year? I said, well, I'm not really. Okay, come with me. So I would work with him part-time on the T-28 ramp. And then as I was sitting outside, T-34s, which were right there, would start to move. And so I would go and help with that. And some other people that would hang out with me and they, okay, look, there's a T-6 going, or look, there's a T-34 going. Or, ooh, a Mustang is going to go, let's go help with the crowd. And just generally started floating around and helping out everywhere. So I was working more with the T-34s and the Mustangs because we used to park the Mustangs over where the T-34s are now. So it was all in the same area. And then it just became Mustangs because Roger had fewer and fewer people, and it was funny because we would park. I would always want to put them back there.
Do I need to talk to your agent about an autograph?
I guess so. I'm going to charge for those now.
All right.
Where were we? So I wanted to put the Mustangs back into the same spot that they came out from. So I started keeping a little list on a piece of paper of what order they went in. And Roger Lander, who was the time lead at that time, the 51 lead, agreed with that process, but he would then keep his own list. We'd have two lists going, and that's just kind of the way we did things. This one came back, oh, this one goes on thus and such a row back over here behind this other airplane. And then one year, and I can't remember exactly what year, Boy Scout Jamboree Camp conflicted with Oshkosh, and Roger was the Boy Scout leader. And we were all running around going, oh no, what are we going to do when Roger's not going to be here? And everybody was teasing me because it was only, I want to say 96 or 97, so I'd only been here 3 or 4 years. Oh, you're going to do it. No, we're going to get an experienced person that's going to come in. And then Dick Rubarchuk called me and said, how would you like to be 51 lead this year? Okay, we'll see how it goes. Roger came back the next year, and then he hasn't been just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He had too many conflicts with other things. And I kept him. I kept him. A typical day here now, after we get the airplanes that belong to Jack Roush and Jim Hagedorn here, they do VIP and sponsor rides at 6 o'clock in the morning. So we're out here about 5:45, getting everybody loaded up to go fly. And there's usually 2 or 3 flights. Get them all out, get them all back in, get them all out, get them all back in again. And then we sit around and twiddle our thumbs for a while. But there's always something going on somewhere. If it's not on our field, then it's on one of the other fields. But we run whatever's moving, whatever needs to get in and out. Our main business really isn't parking airplanes, it's keeping the people away from the planes, making sure everything is safe, making sure the plane makes the turn and doesn't hit the fence or some other plane. My hours here are 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
How many days?
All of them. I don't ask all of my volunteers to do that. My volunteers some of them come out for the 6 o'clock in the morning flights. Others come out later on at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning to handle other flights and then hang out for the rest of the day. Usually the ones that come at 6, they will come back when we do an air show, and then everybody's here for air show operations. And then once that's done, pretty much everybody scatters. And then I hang around until the airport closes at 8. At 8, in case we get the late ride. The volunteers really make the thing work. If there were no volunteers, everybody out here is a volunteer. If you see all the people running up and down the Papa One taxiway, those are all volunteers. Some of them are with home built parking. Some of them are with us here in Area 51. Some of them are what's flightline safety, and they're making sure home built is escorting their planes, we're escorting our planes. Flightline safety is making sure all of the people stay behind the fences and don't cross the roads when there's airplanes coming. I can't imagine the number of people that are out here and the number of planes that move up and down this taxiway trying to do that without volunteers out here. Yes, we have volunteers that do registration, volunteers in our Warbirds shop with all of our merchandise. Volunteers in our food shack. In fact, the food itself, a lot of it is donated, and it comes in as, I'm not going to think of one right now, but there's some people that provide stuff for soup, and we have a soup day because they provided ham stock or something for a soup day, and the volunteers in the kitchen that prepare all of that and make sure that the donated muffins and donuts are all out and ready. Coffee is made so that the 6 o'clock people, once we get the launch done, we can now go have coffee and get our energy flowing again. Warbirds fascinates me. My dad was military. My uncle flew F-86s, and P-51 is the sexiest airplane you've ever seen. So why would you not? It really does become family. The volunteers get together once a year. We come here, and it's just like we have never parted. I think we work together so intensely at times that the relationships form. And my policy when an airplane comes in is to give the name of the pilot and the phone number in case I needed to call them because their canopy's off or it's leaking something or any number of things. Your canopy's open and it's starting to rain, things like that. And just the fact that you end up talking to them, both of them are just wonderful. That I have yet to run into a pilot that was hard to work with. We really missed everybody in our year off, and we all recognized the other thing that we knew was we knew that most of us only park airplanes at Oshkosh. Some of us, and I'm included in that, some of us work other smaller air shows throughout the year, but everything was shut down. I did 2 whole air shows in the last 2 years, so we all knew that everybody's going to be a little rusty and everybody needs to work on their skills and remember how to do things, and oh yeah, I'm supposed to be on this side, But it's been really like a family reunion when you haven't had a family reunion for a number of years, and oh, I see you and you're here, and hugs and fist bumps for those that aren't comfortable with hugs, which is fine. It's been a little overwhelming actually, but really fun. We really miss a lot of our volunteers are international, and we're not able to get here. Our Elbird lead is from England. My number 3 guy is from Scotland. They're sitting at home watching webcams and ADSB trackers and trying to keep up. We've really missed them, and we're really happy to be together and still missing the ones that aren't here. Why should people volunteer with Warbirds? Because it's fun. You meet a lot of neat people. You really do. People from all walks of life. A lot of the young adults today have no concept of what we went through. I mean, even me, my dad was in World War II and in Korea. And I think people don't understand how good we have it in this country. And if we can remember what we went through from World War II, maybe we remember how good of a country this really is.